Hello everybody, my name is Edson and welcome back to a brand new episode of the TimeShot SMP. Today we're going to be working on a few things. We're going to work on the second layer of the farm, the potato layer, the second and final layer, because I've since found out that wheat doesn't actually work. The villager crafts them into bread and that's not what we need. We need to trade it with the villagers. So we're just having a 2-layer farm. We've got the carrot farm. We're going to be building the second layer, which I'm currently standing on, so it's partway done through a stream that I recently did, the potato farm. Then we're going to move the villagers into place. We're going to set up the farm, make sure it's all working, close it all off and everything like that. Then we're going to work on a little upgrade to the nitwit railway to the orphanage, and then move any nitwits we do have. So that's the plan for today, and that would have been the intro. That would have been it. I would have started the first thing, and it all would have been good until I got up here. And I see this. Now, I was a little bit annoyed at this, but this could be a blessing in disguise. Obviously, this got in through spawning maybe up here somewhere. Maybe they can spawn up there. I'm not entirely sure. I think this may be a little bit of a blessing in disguise. Now, there's a reason because of this. Now, the reason that this may have been a blessing in disguise is because I think that if I'm looking correctly, is a brown coat. So through sheer luck, the villager that broke into this place is actually a brown coat zombie villager, and that's what turned this villager, which, okay, is quite bad. It was a baby zombie villager, but it's obviously just grown up. Now, that was quite bad, but obviously this guy's still here. We can cure him. If we can cure them both and this guy turns out to be a farmer, we have one of the farmers we need for up here. So this could be a blessing in disguise. Also, it could not be, because the villagers could despawn when I go and get the golden apples and potions of weakness. So either or. Yeah. I don't know. So what I'm going to have to do is, maybe, because they're still loaded in, I wonder if either of them can hold items, which would be ideal. If they could hold items, they wouldn't despawn. But not all zombies can hold items, and I'm not even sure if zombie villagers can. I'm a little bit unsure. I mean, we may as well throw it at them and just on the off chance. Although I don't think the one below isn't going to be able to catch this, I'm fairly certain. I don't think either of these are going to be able to catch these, to be honest. Maybe if we do it like there. Come on, Sonny. Yes! He won't despawn now. Can this guy get it? He's not going to grab it, is he? Alright, that one, if it despawns, fair enough. It's a bonus if it stays alive. If it despawns, fair enough. But we've got the hopper underneath. It's too much of a hassle to even see. He may not even be one of the... Because I'm not entirely sure. I think it's like, maybe I'm making up numbers here, like 1 in 4. Or, I don't know, 2 in 4, like 50-50 chance whether it can actually hold anything. I'm not entirely sure. Or wear armor and such. So we're going to hopefully, when we get back, have both of those villagers still there, but we'll definitely have the one that is in place and the one that we want to keep 100%, which is fine. So that's that. I'm going to grab the golden apples, I'm going to grab the potions of weakness, and we're going to turn them back. Alright, we're back, and it despawned. So we're lucky that we thought of the sword technique for this guy, because otherwise this could have ended badly, because he probably would have despawned too. But we have him. Hit him with that. Give him that. Now we need to wait and he should turn back. Alright, so a few people are online now. Penny's currently streaming. Wynn's online. I think she's digging out her massive underground thing. Now, it changed back to a farmer, obviously, because it was a farmer. Now, the trades can change when this happens. This is something that I've always thought of. Maybe this would be a good thing to do if you really don't want to keep cycling through villages, to possibly use a zombie villager to convert them to another zombie villager, to then convert them back. But I still don't know if that's actually like a good method to keep resetting a villager's trades, and how successful or how efficient that is compared to just the breeder, which I think is a little bit more efficient. But either way, the trades have reset, and we have the lowest possible trade for both carrots and potatoes on this farmer. The lowest possible. The lowest you can get is 15. I'm still going to leave him here though. Simply because 15's good, but I want 16. The reason that I want 16 is because you can then... if I get a farmer with 16 and 16 on both carrots and potatoes, I'm set. Because per stack, you get 4 emeralds. There's no like leftover. There's nothing like that. It's literally just place your stack there, you get 4 emeralds. It's so easy to calculate, so easy to do. There's no like leftover. You just put 1 stack at a time on, and it's a lot easier. But I just want to point it out there that we've got the lowest possible trade for both carrots and potatoes, the 2 things we're actually going to be farming, and I'm using him as a throwaway villager to just stand there for the rest of eternity. So that's a little bit of interesting thing for you. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get on with the rest of the episode. The episode that I was planning on doing. I've got in front of me the sheet of what's to do. So first of all, we're going to be completing... Oh, she's gone. She's back. We're going to be completing... the second layer here. So what we have, or what we don't have on this layer, to start off with, is we don't have a roof, we don't have glowstone, we don't have the crops, we don't have the water, we don't have any of that stuff. The crops come last, so what we need to do is we need to place the water, we need to place the carpet, we need to place the glowstone, we need to then place the roof, and this little bit in the center here as well. So I'm going to get to that. You guys are going to join me back when maybe I'm getting the villagers down here. I'm not entirely sure, but I need to get work on this, make sure all of the stuff is in place for when we do need to bring the villagers here, and then we can start hopefully getting this farm up and running. The second layer is now complete. That is it. I've been working hard on it. I had a stream last night and I finished it this morning. This is it. The only ones that I've missed out, I've gone to my place, I've taken down the bone meal auto farm thing that I was using to get crops before, because I don't obviously need that now. I used all the bone meal up to create as many potatoes as possible. I ran out 7 short. I was 7 short. So I just need to wait for the villager to obviously plant them, wait for all of these to grow. It takes like a good hour, maybe, just actually kick into full speed once you've planted everything, because everything needs to fully grow. The farm needs to like get its inventory kind of full, and then it starts kicking them out at around, hopefully, the same rate that it's kicking the potatoes out. And hopefully it all does work. I'm going to leave the farm as it is for now. As you can see up here, we have this guy locked away. I learned my lesson from the start of this episode. He's 100% locked away, and I'm just going to get these corners just on the off chance. So he is 100% locked away, and we can go downstairs, go AFK, and hopefully come back up here in a little bit and fill all of this in and never sort of use it again. I will probably eventually at some point make some form of a path back up in case something does happen, but that's just something for like future on TimeShot. So for now, I just need to wait. That's the best thing I can do. That's the only real thing I can do at the minute. And I can keep killing these guys. I'm getting a lot of slimes from this, which I suppose is good because we don't really have much swamp on TimeShot. So I guess this is sort of like a blessing in disguise. And I don't really mind killing these, to be honest. So we have a total of 0 carrots so far, which is not carrots, potatoes, which is expected. I'm going to trade off all of these emeralds while I'm waiting, or trade off all of these carrots into emeralds. I need to pop these in there as well. Slowly building our emerald stash up. Probably by the end of this episode, we might have a stack of, or we might be able to make a stack of emerald blocks, which is only there. It's only just over 3 more stacks. So I really want to make sure this is 100% working before we move on to the next thing in the episode. Make sure it's all working, hopefully at the same speed as well. So I'm going to get rid of all of these. I'm going to wait another hour or so until it's supposed to be working. And I'll probably do some form of an AFK session for like an hour or something, just to make sure they are both even and they are both running at the same rates and it's all working. If it's all working, we can come back. I can show you that it's all working, and then we can fill everything in, do all of that good stuff, and go and upgrade somewhat the nitwit rail system, along with possibly adding a rail system down here. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do that, or add in some form of a hidden way that's not ugly on the surface that will get the villagers down here. Again, I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do that. We'll probably work on that in the latter part of this episode. And welcome back. So, I have... well, it's been a few days since I've last recorded, I'll be honest. And this... Do you want to come? There we go. There we go. Okay, you dead. Alright, let's have a quick butcher's inside of... No. Let's have a quick butcher's inside of here. Where we may have to... Oh, I almost shot. Now, this bow's not very powerful. So I'm going to struggle to kill this iron golem before it kills me. We need to nudge all the nitwits out, because they need to be transported. This is part of the next thing anyway, so I need to try and nudge these out if I can. So what I want to do is I need to show you guys, but the farm is working at full potential. Like it's fully working. We're getting a mass amount of potatoes and carrots per hour now. I haven't even been I've only been AFK for like half an hour and I've got loads. So I will go back there and show you guys that, but you're just gonna have to take my word for it. It's working. I actually somehow think, I don't know what the harvest rates are on potatoes and carrots, but I'm getting more potatoes than I am carrots. But I am. So can you... Oh, I need to wait for him to move so I can actually get behind him. So we have a librarian, hopefully. Not back 2. A 9. I may actually just keep him just for that, to be honest. So we need to try and kill this iron golem. This is where this normally ends badly, because I never seem to be able to kill him. He normally gets to me in time, especially how this doesn't have punch on. Oh, it's such a struggle. It's such a struggle. Now we need to kill him quick enough before one of them comes back. So he's gone, he's gone, he's gone, he's gone. Oh no, I just killed one of the... Well, I might as well kill a farmer while we're at it, just to show him who's boss. Make the other farmers work quicker. They're gone. You are going, you are going, you are going. Hopefully you're a librarian and you won't. Well, unless you give me rubbish trades. Alright, you go, you go, you go, you go. I'm not saying Hugo, I'm saying you go. You go, Hugo. That's the name of my episode title. There we go. I nearly shot. Okay, that's good. So we're set. We have this guy, which needs to be... So these are all farmers, yeah? Really, we can... Do we need a second farmer? What are these guys' farmers' trades? 18, 18, not the best. I guess 16 and a 16, that'll be good. 15, 17. We'll take him as the second one, to be honest, I think. As like the backup, so we'll nudge him down there at some point. He'll probably go, he'll be the farmer that we keep. because I do want 2 of every profession. I need to try and make a list. So I'm going to probably work on some form of list now of like what I want, and then start knocking off what I do have off that list. So we've got 3 nitwits that are going there. We've got a farmer that's going there. We need to unlock this guy's trades, and once we've done all of that, hopefully, farm that back, put that corner. Hopefully, I have a bit of a better understanding of what villages I actually want for the bunker, and how many we have got and how many we still need to get. And then once I've done that, you guys may join me back then, or you may join me back a little bit after. But what I want to do is I want to you dead. I want to oh god, I'm coughing. I want to upgrade this thing over here. So you guys know that we've got this that goes under the ground, the rail cart system. I want to actually upgrade this so it never stops. So it's good, it works, it's all right, but I feel like it doesn't need to stop now. The pit was just a point where like I shoved them there, and then that was it. It was not my responsibility anymore. But I feel like we can probably, and I hope Penny's okay with this, have some form of way of delivering them. Oh, don't go down there. So I think what we need to do is we need to make the track come, maybe say it's going underneath here. We need to make it come underneath here, rise up here, and then I think basically shoot them through the side of the building, I would say. So I'm going to work on that. I'm not entirely sure whether you guys are joining back at... You'll probably join back at a couple of places during that. But hopefully we can figure out something that will work. Because I want to basically be able to nudge them in from the farm, put them on a minecart, send them off, and then forget about them. Because then that's it. They're gone. And they're no longer my responsibility because they're dumb and nobody likes them and nobody wants them. This orphanage should just be burnt down, I'll be honest. Anyway, I'm going to get to work. Now, I have marked up how many villages we actually have, or how many villages we actually need. I don't know how many we've got. I think we've got about 10 to 12 of these. I'm not entirely sure the exact number. I'll let you guys know later on in the episode. But there is a total of 23 villages that we want at the minute, and I'm just going to sort of go through these. I'm in a creative world at the minute. 2 farmers, 2 armorers. Those armorers give us diamond chest pieces for emeralds. 2 weaponsmiths. Weaponsmiths give you diamond swords and diamond axes. A fisherman and a fletcher. Both of them of a string. I could get 2 fletchers or 2 fishermen, but I want to get one of each just in case for some reason we want to use the other trades. Toolsmith, 2 of them. Diamond pick for both of them. Obviously that's what they trade. A cleric. I want one with a good glowstone trade and one with a good bottle of enchanting. I actually have the best cleric in the game possible in terms of glowstone and cleric, or in bottle of enchanting already. I've got the lowest trades for both, so I'm looking for another one that probably gives me or the best the best glowstone trade. So I'm looking for another one of them. And then we're down to the librarians, 2 mending librarians, and then I want a single efficiency 4+ librarian, a single depth strider 2+ librarian, a fortune 3 librarian, a frostwalker librarian. I want an infinity librarian, a looting, a sharpness 4+. I want a librarian with silk touch and a librarian with unbreaking. So they're all the ones that we want, and I've currently been working out how to design with the number of 23 in mind. So I've worked out the sort of layout of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we can have 27 of these. You can see sort of 2 of the sides of the 9. So it goes, that's 18. Then we'd have another 9 here. And I was just working out the design of this, and I think I'm going to go with something along the lines of this. The iron may change out. I'm not entirely sure. But I feel like this is a good design. Then we can add something like a... what would we add? A item frame, and then to say it like it sells this book or something, then we'd name the book. So, but like, there you go. That's the one. So I know when I can sort of run past which one's which. We can colour the wall depending on the librarian and stuff like that. So I think that's the design I'm going to go with. Anyway, I'm going to get back to where you guys will join me back when hopefully all of the transportation issues and limitations have been worked out. So I've had a little bit of a change of mind, actually. Let me just pop these back because... There we go. So I've gone through all of the villages that I have as a bit of an update to what I was just on about. We currently have, out of the 23 villages that we want, ideally, we obviously are going to have room for more in case future villages come out into the game or implemented into the game, or if we decide that there's a couple of villages maybe we want 2 of, or we want a different, or we actually do want a librarian with this enchant on or something because we find it quite hard to find on TimeShot or something like that. So I'm going to obviously leave room. Out of the 23 at the minute, I can actually have 27 there, so there'll be 5 spaces to start off with, and then I can always add more spaces if needs be. But out of the 23 at the minute, I currently have only 12 left to get, so it's not too bad. Like we only need 12 more villagers. Not many librarians. Like the librarians are the tough ones, and we have at the minute, from what I can see, only 4 to get. We have a depth... Actually, I think... No, we don't have a depth strider. Or did we have a frostwalker or depth... I can't remember if we had a frostwalker or a depth strider. I know we've got a frostwalker for 62. I think. I need to double check. Frostwalker for 62, that's the one that I knew about. But I think there's one... There we go, we've got Frostwalker for 30. That's the one that I'm on about for the Frostwalker. So we still need a depth strider, 2 or more. We need an efficiency, 4 or more. We need a sharpness, 4 or more, and a silk touch. But also now that I know, we need 2 armorers, 2 weaponsmiths, 2 toolsmiths, another cleric, to complete all of the collection that I need. I can actually start AFKing and sort of spending some time at the breeder and starting to unlock the villages one by one. And every time I get a couple, I can bring them down, and obviously just start moving all of the nitwits out. So what I want to do is, and I've had a bit of a change of heart. I don't actually want to do this because I do actually remember why this was such a temporary setup. It's because once I've got those 23 villagers, this breeder is going to be taken down. And if I ever need a breeder again to get some more villagers, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2. Actually, we'll probably take 4 farmers and we'll go and like hide them in the desert somewhere. We'll like bury them somewhere. I may actually hide them or bury them, or actually just take them to roam around upstairs in my house or something. Just as like spare villages that we can reset and create new breeders with in the future if needs be. But then this thing will be taken down, the tunnel will be filled, and that place will just be full of nitwits, and that'll be it. So it's actually a temporary setup, so I don't need to create something as drastic or as big a change as I was actually on about. So that's that. Oh, 25 paper. What's the lowest paper? I've got the thing. 24 is the lowest amount of paper you can get. I almost want to keep him just for that trade. We've got protection there, and we've got knockback on that. So we're going to probably unlock these. Hopefully this turns out to be a farmer. I obviously want to try and keep 4 farmers. I may create a little thing over there somewhere to keep them as well. I'm going to go AFK now, I'm going to go AFK for a little bit. Then we're going to start unlocking some of these villages and stuff like that. But I'm going to end the episode here. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this one. It's been a bit of a technical one, I think. But we've actually got quite a bit done. And I'm feeling very good about getting these librarians down there soon. How I'm going to work the iron farm is in the same sense of I'm going to be storing 4 farmers up there. I'm going to be taking some farmers and moving them to where the the villager breeder is, and actually hopefully 4, I think. I'm going to be setting up 4 different or 2 different breeders either side of the farmer and breed all of the villagers that I need and then just move them into place sort of thing. That's how I did it last time. I feel like it's a lot easier than actually just getting loads of villagers and breeding them like one after another sort of thing and just like moving them there from like miles away. So that's how we're going to do that. So along with like the 4 farmers that we take up there, we'll probably take 2 farmers and 2 others, or hopefully 4 farmers or 4 brown coats that way. So in the same sense, I will still have a few like left over everywhere, but it's going to it's going to be good, and I'm looking forward to sort of like working all of this out. Hopefully the iron farm can start to be worked on soon now that we've got the crop farm there. We can start making all the emeralds, and we can start getting everything rolling with our business and probably build some form of a shop on our island over there. But like I said, if you have enjoyed this, make sure you leave it a like, make sure you leave it a comment, subscribe if you're new, and as always, I'll speak to you all soon. Take care.